everyone, it's Tammy and welcome to my knitting podcast. Gosh, why do I not remember what number this is? I did this to myself last time. I think that this one is number 3. Is that the way I'm counting them? I'm going to write it in my planner so that I will know because I keep forgetting and it's only number 3, so maybe 4. But either way, it's still a really low number. I should remember this. But the reason I don't is because I do other podcast or other videos, and then I also have done some knitting podcasts prior, but it's been a while. So I just started fresh with the new year, and welcome. So I am happy if you guys are new here, or I'm happy if you guys have been around for a while. I appreciate each and every one of you. I am so excited that my channel is growing a little bit, or actually a lot of bit. I am just thrilled. It's so much fun and I really, really enjoy it. And I think that that makes a lot of difference. Oh, you might hear my dogs. They have bones. I just gave them bones so that they would hopefully keep busy while I'm doing this. Dennis is not home. He went to his aunt's house. Dennis is my husband. So let me tell you a little bit about myself. I do have notes, so I make notes so that I'll have them. This is the only podcast that only video that I really do notes for, but I know that I watch a ton of knitting podcasts, and some of you guys seem so professional, and that is not me, but I would like to be a little organized and at least know what I'm talking about, and I should know what number this is, so I will work on that. Ugh. So let's see, I have a little thing that I like to make sure that I say because I don't always even say my name, and my name is Tammy. I think I did say that, but and you can find me as TT Scraps on Ravelry and on Instagram. That is something I usually don't say at all. These dogs. Are they gonna stop? Or am I gonna have to check on them? Sounds like one of them took the other one's bone, and so they're upset about it. I don't know if that's the truth or not, but that's what it seems like. I do have my coffee. I will be drinking periodically for sure. So let's see if I can, how far I can get along. I'm going to put some lotion on my hands too. I have this Grown Alchemist lotion. It's vanilla and orange peel. I got it in like a FabFitFun or a BoxyCharm box. One of those, and it's decent. I'm sure it was way more than I would spend on lotion, but whatever. And I also got new glasses since you saw me last. I just picked them up yesterday. I think they are cute, but they're a little hard to get used to. I wish I didn't do the progressive lenses or the bifocals. I just did the single vision. And I really kind of wish that I would have done something else because I'm forever doing this. And I feel like an old lady, which is fine, but it kind of hurts my nose. And I come home and there's like marks on my nose. Now, I don't know about these glasses. Today is literally the first day that I've worn them. I picked them up yesterday. Did I say that already? So I'm not sure, but you know, this gets uncomfortable. And then it also hurts my sinuses. Maybe not my sinuses, but my nostrils to be able to breathe, and I don't know. So I did, and my prescription is, luckily, it's not a really strong prescription. I can't see things really close, so I guess that means I'm farsighted. So he said that I could use readers too. He said it would be great for me to get a prescription pair so that I had the right axis and whatever, because I do have astigmatism. But he said, but because I, don't need them for far away yet, that he said that readers would be fine for me too. And he said that if he were me, he would get the prescription ones, wear those the majority of the time, and then have readers like, maybe by the bed or by the TV or whatever. But the thing is that, so I listened to him and I did what he had recommended, which, I need to do a better job sometimes. I think that, I was listening to him and I'm like, yeah, because I work on the computer a lot. I'm in IT as my daytime job. And, he was like, normally when you're on the computer, you aren't looking down at the computer, you're looking eye level or up, and that's where it would be clear. But, I do look up because I have 4 monitors because I'm in IT, so I use a lot of monitor space. But the majority of my work is actually like this. So I'm looking, I don't want to say down, but I'm kind of looking at an angle down, maybe 30 degrees. So I think that the progressive lenses would be better. So I think next time I get glasses, I'm going to go for that. But until then, I have my single vision, and then I bought a pair of readers. And you guys, I don't even know if you care about this, but whatever. I bought a pair of readers from, I think it's readers.com, somewhere like that. And they were like $7 or something. So you might see me in other glasses sometimes too, but I haven't gotten those yet. Those will come in the mail probably soon. But until then, I will definitely wear these and whatever else I might find or need. But usually I just wear one pair because I have them on all the time. Now when I'm walking or something, sometimes I have to lower them, or if I'm driving, I will put them on my head. But like to do this, I really can't. I can see, but I couldn't pick out any details even of my own face right now. It's really weird. So, and you're not very far away. But now I can. So that's what's new with me. And I live in Indiana, which is part of the United States. I'm in the Midwest, and I am about 3 hours south from Chicago. So pretty cool. I've lived in the Midwest all of my life, and I enjoy it. And I think we're friendly people, and we're not like the highest on the fashion scene or any of that, but I'm not into that anyway, so that doesn't matter to me. But I think that I have a nice wholesome neighborhood, wholesome household and all that. I have 2 children who are both out of the house. My daughter is 22 and she is graduating this year from college. She's going to be a teacher in elementary ed with a specialty of special needs. And my son is working full-time, and he is 20. My gosh. I don't have any teenagers anymore even. But I do have 3 dogs and 2 cats. So my house is still full, and a husband, and a partridge in a pear tree. Okay, I don't really have a partridge in a pear tree, but I don't think any of you believed that I did anyway. I love, love, love my coffee, and I love, love, love Lippy. So you will usually see me in lipstick, if nothing else. I have, well, nothing else makeup-wise. I mean, you'll always see me clothed, I promise. Ugh, I don't want to scare any of us. But I usually always have lipstick on, and I usually have coffee, or I drink a lot of Kool-Aid too, which is like Crystal Light, but I call it Kool-Aid because that's what I grew up on. It was Kool-Aid, and I love it. So there we go. That is me in a nutshell. I'm very happy. I really am. I love my life. My daughter's getting married, so I've been planning her wedding with her. My son is doing great. He's had some hard spots, and he is on the road to success for sure, and I am proud of both of them, and they are great kids. And my husband just got a promotion today. He called me on the way home, so he hasn't even gotten home yet, but he went to his aunt's after work because his uncle passed away a couple of weeks ago, and he helps her out sometimes. So he went to her house, said that he'd be there for a couple of hours. So I have dinner in the crock pot. It'll be ready when he gets home. And I thought, you know what, while I have a little bit of time, I'll give the dogs a bone, and I'll come in here. So, ta-da! So let's go ahead and get started. I know that I have showed you my planner before, and I really am liking this a lot. I'm using it every day. I'm writing down what I'm working on, and you know, like I can keep track of how long things are taking and all of that. And I have decided that I love being a test knitter. I think that test knitting is fun in multiple ways. It helps develop my skills. It makes me accountable, and it makes me want to work, you know, on a certain project. And it helps keep me a little bit social, because I am a very big introvert, and I very much enjoy introverting. And with the kids being out of the house, I am able to do that a little more, just because I don't have to go to their functions or any of that. You know, I don't have to go to dance practice or football practice or any of that and see all of the other parents. So I literally could come home and stay home from the time I get home till the time I go to work the next day, and do the same thing over and over again. Occasionally go into the Hobby Lobby or something like that, of course, but that's what I do. And I enjoy, you know, I have some certain friends that I see, but for the most part, I am a big homebody, and I love that. But that's where you guys come in. I enjoy my friends through YouTube, and honestly, my very best friends, a lot of my very best friends I have met on YouTube. So it's been a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing for me. Now I have some friends that I have had for a long, long time, but all of my recent friends are either from YouTube or from work. And honestly, I don't do very much with the people at work, because I'm kind of one of those people that, you know, this is work and this is home, and I don't usually combine the two too much. So it's kind of cool, and I really appreciate you guys. And so that was talking about the test knitting. So how should I do this? I guess I should go through, I have no finished objects this time. I had 4 last time. I have 0 this time. And I was going to do the not 1, not 2, not 3, because that's what I did last time. Because then I was like, oh, but I have 4. I could do that this time too, because I don't have 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. Oh goodness, my window. I'm trying to open my window, and I don't know which one is locked and which one was unlocked. I only did 1. Oh, that'll teach me. I have to do both of them the same. Oh, that feels a little better. But 0 finished objects this week. So 2 weeks and no finished objects. But that's okay. It is all good. And I have lots of whips though. Lots and lots and lots of whips. So I'm going to go through them so that you can see them all. But the first one I'm going to show you is my test knit. And I have that in this cute little bag. And let me show you what it will look like. This was just released last Friday. And it is called the Whitmore sweater. And it is from Amy Lowden. I couldn't remember her last name. But she is Tailoress, Little Tailoress at tailoressstudio.com. She is amazing. And if you haven't gotten this pattern, and hopefully you can see how beautiful it is, I would highly recommend this pattern. I have never made a sweater for myself. I have never made a fingering weight. That's not exactly true. That's probably not true. So scratch that one. But I am a bigger size, and I have never made a sweater that fit me for myself or was my size. And yeah, but I'm doing it. And I am loving every minute of it. And I am using yarn from Yarnbrary, which her name is Emily, and she does a podcast with her sister called, oh gosh, why can I never remember the name of this podcast? Castle, something with a castle. Oh, I'm sure I have it written down. Let me see here so I can tell you, because that is super rude. Meanwhile at the castle, I didn't even have to look. I remembered. But her website is yarnbrary.com, kind of like library, but Yarnbrary. And I am using her beautiful yarn, and I can show you the colorways. It is Opera Dancer's Daughter, and I have the fingering weight and the mohair. This is the same, and this is my 4th skein of each. And I have this much left of the mohair on my 3rd skein. And let me show you where I'm at. So this is my sweater. Oh my gosh, isn't it pretty? So I am getting there. I really was hoping to be done by Valentine's Day, and I clearly wasn't. And I feel like I'm doing roundy, roundy, roundy a lot, because I am. I mean, frankly, this is a big sweater, and it is beautiful, and I love every stitch. I have really enjoyed it. This lace pattern was so much fun, and it really wasn't hard at all. So if you are an adventuring beginner or more advanced than any of that, this pattern is for you, and it is so pretty. I love every stitch. I just wish I wasn't extra small. Just so I can be done, because I want to wear this thing so badly. But look how cute that is. Oh my goodness. It is beautiful. And the pattern is written so well. And she even tells you where to put stitch markers, which I found extremely helpful in making the lace pattern. Extremely helpful. So I loved it. I would highly recommend this knit. It is one of my favorite knits ever. I'm just trying to make sure that I don't have the yarn strung about so that I can easily put it back. So I have this much left of this one, so I am going to have to get into my fourth skein, I think, of both of them. I don't know that I'll have to go very far in them, but I will have to, especially of this. Maybe not of the mohair, but I'll probably have to get in the fourth skein of the fingering weight yarn. But you know what? That's okay. It's totally worth it. And I will say that it's a little intimidating to think, oh gosh, I have to spend so much money on yarn to make a sweater that will fit me. But I am finding that it's worth the investment. I'm just making sure that my needles aren't going to go crazy if I zip this up, and they are safe and sound. So I will zip this up, and I'm going to be working on this tonight. So, oh, I love it. Oh, I didn't put the pattern in here. I'm really bad at doing that sometimes. So I might need to go ahead and cake up the, I don't think I'm going to cake up the mohair. I think I'll just cake up the fingering weight and see what I can do with that. But that's whip number one. So that is what got me started on test knitting. I was so pleased to be doing her test knit. I was super excited. Amy is one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. Oh my gosh. And she lives over in England, and she has the cutest little accent, and she's beautiful. I mean, you saw the picture of her. My gosh. Gorgeous woman inside and out, and super cute, and I'm so proud of her. I mean, that pattern is beautiful. So I decided that I would sign up for another test knit. So after I started that one and I was working along on it, there was a woman, and I don't even know. Let me see. Hopefully her name is in here. I should know her name, and I'm really sorry I do not. Daku. And she was looking for test knitters for a beautiful pattern, which she doesn't have a picture of, but it is called the Bridget Tunic. And it is, I will try to remember to post a picture at the end, or maybe even I can put one here. I'll try to, this is where I want to put one. 18 minutes in, I want to put one in. Trying to remember. But it is a little girl's like dress, and it is really cute. And so the Whitmore that I'm working on is, there was no really particular due date. I kind of got a late start. I started on January 28th. And so I've really, I mean, honestly, for me, I think that's pretty quick that I've been knitting it. But this one doesn't really have a set due date either. She said she wasn't sure exactly when she's going to release it, in the spring or in the fall. But so I thought, okay, well, that's not a lot of pressure. And the pattern is really cute. And I don't have any grandkids yet, and I don't have any, there's none in sight right now, which is perfectly fine. I don't need them to be in sight. But it doesn't stop me from wanting to do some knitting for them. And I've already made some sweaters, and I don't know, I just really enjoy the kind of quick knit that the baby products can do, and it kind of takes my mind off of things. And this one has a fair amount of, it's not just knit stitch, you know, it has a fair amount of patterning to it that made me really excited to do it. So I looked in my stash, and I found some yarn. This is Indigo Moon yarn, and it's in the colorway Indigo, and it is a hand-dyed superwash merino wool. It is a sport weight yarn, and her requirements were to hit gauge, and I could get gauge with this. So, and it's it was a larger hank of yarn. It is 225 grams. And it doesn't tell me how many yards, but 472 yards or meters. So it's a big skein. It kind of reminds me of Malabrigo yarn. I love Malabrigo, And this kind of reminds me of that. So I went ahead and got started on this. I know that I haven't finished my other one yet, but I can't just exclusively knit on one. What is that called? I can't be monogamous to one knit. I don't know why. I'm monogamous in other areas. Like, that's fine. Like, I would never think of another husband or another boyfriend or any of that. But when it comes to like knitting, and I know everybody is probably different. I don't even know why I said that. It was kind of goofy. But anyway, I get, I don't want to say bored, because it's not exactly bored, but I feel like I need something else for a little bit. And sometimes I like something that's a no-brainer. Sometimes I like something that's a little more challenging. So that's probably some of the issue with my Whitmore that I'm working on. It's right now I'm just knitting, and I need something that has a little more something to it sometimes. So this is my little more something. This is one of my little more somethings. So I haven't gotten very far on it, as you can see, but it's really cute so far. This is the front, and then this is the back, and it has, I'm not going to give the pattern away, but it was really neat how you started it out, because you started it out going back and forth, and then you connect them. So you can see that it's a little lower right there. It's almost like a V-neck. And I just love the way that this shows the colors, the tonal of the yarn. That's what Malabrigo does, and I just think it's wonderful. So I'm really excited about this, and I'm excited that it's such a big cake, because I'll be able to use it for, maybe I can make 2 of these, I don't know, for this and matching hat and booties and all sorts of stuff. But I mean, it's really cute, and you can kind of see where the arms are. This is going to be an arm, this is going to be an arm. It has like a little bit of, I don't know what that's called, a raglan, I think, sleeve in the front and the back, with the little yarn overs to make the little holes on each side. It's really a cute pattern, and it's really fun to do. So, and it does make me think a little bit. So I have been enjoying this knit a lot, and I didn't mention, but everything is in my Ravelry page. I even have a page for this. It's called Bridget's Tunic. So check out Ravelry if you have any questions about the yarn. I try to put the yarn and the needle size and my start and end dates and anything else that I can think of. I do include some notes, and on my test knits I'm trying to include more notes. So that is another test knit that I'm working on. But again, that one doesn't have a due date. So that one's just kind of in between other test knits. So then, ugh, it's not over. Our friend was posting something online, and Kraemer, what's her first name? Isabell. I'm like, is it Chelsea? No, that's not it. Isabell Kraemer, who you guys probably all know. She is a magnificent designer. She has several projects that I have in my queue, but she is releasing a pattern called, and I'm probably going to not pronounce this correctly, but Gianluca. It's Gianluca, and this is it. And she put a call out for test knitters for this. And I was like, oh man, I would love to be a test knitter for her. I wonder if I could be a test knitter for her. Am I good enough for that? Am I not? Can I do it? That's a lot of knitting. I don't know. And I'm still not sure. Oh, yes, I am. I'm sure. I'm going to do this, right? I've got to think positive. So this is due. Let me just look at my notes. Isabell Kraemer. La la la. Did I write it down? Yes, of course I did. It is due March 26th. So I have a little over a month to do it. And she has also put a date of March 12th to have the yoke and one sleeve done. So March 12th, I'm supposed to have the yoke and one sleeve at least, and then the sweater by March 26th. So there is some color work down here, and I haven't even really finalized what color I'm going to use down there, and I'm kind of thinking either gray or like a taupe color. Kind of depends on what I have. And it does call for, I mean, I'm using size 2 and size 3 millimeter, no, size 2.5 and 3 US needles. So that's a 3 and a 3.25 millimeter needles for this. So as far as I'm concerned, this is fingering weight, and I think that's what it says. It doesn't even say. But I did a swatch, and I am using some yarn called Holsgarn, and I'll show you why I don't know what size it is. I bought a, whatever this is, a big old thing of it, and it doesn't tell me what it is. It is in the color Jasper, and it's a beautiful like wine color, and it has a little bit of speckling in it with some blues and blacks. It's really hard to see that, kind of though. Yeah, I think you could kind of see it. So I have a big, huge bundle of this. And so I went ahead and cast this on because it's due soon and I'm getting nervous. So I'm almost done. Are you ready? Almost done. Wah. Wah, wah, wah. This is really not much of anything yet, but I just finished the, let me see, what does she call it? I just finished I guess it's just the setup, the like the band, maybe the neck band, because I am going to be starting my raglan increases now. I just switched to the size 3 needles, so I am ready to move on to the next stage. Again, I have not gotten far at all. This is super thin yarn, and it is quite sheepy. It's a little rustic. It's not super soft, but I think it is. Well, it's super soft. I don't know. It's called super soft. It's not super soft. So I don't know what their other stuff is. If this is considered super soft, and their other stuff must be really woolly. But I like it a lot. I think it feels really good. I like the wool feeling. It doesn't bother me at all. And I can wear wool with no problems. So, and I love this color. I just really like this deep wine color. It's actually a lipstick color that I love to wear. So very similar to this. So I'm pretty excited about this. Have a ways to go. So, you know, root me on so I can finish this, because I'm a little, this is the one of all of them that I'm most intimidated about. Not because I'm intimidated by the pattern, because I'm not, but I am intimidated by the overall project. So, whew. So I promised to do those 3 pretty quickly together. And then, so then last night I was looking online on Instagram, like you do, you know. I'm just sorting through it and looking through it. And the beautiful Nancy Ricci, I think it might be Ricci. I know I've heard her name before, and I should probably know who she is, so I apologize. But she put a call out for test knitters in the plus size category for her new pattern, which is already available on Ravelry, in the Lazy Sunday State of Mind. And it is a beautiful, oversized, I'm going to see if there's another picture, because I think there is. It's a beautiful, oversized sweater that is just so cute, and her personality is delightful. And so she needed test knitters. So I said, I'd love to be a test knitter. When is it due? And what size yarn? Thankfully, it is chunky yarn. And she said, how about 4 weeks? And I said, okay. Let me order my yarn, and then once I get the yarn, let's start counting the 4 weeks. So this one is chunky yarn, so I'm really hoping that I can get that done. And I just purchased some Malabrigo Mecca for it, and I did the colorway Teal Feather, and it, I think, is going to be gorgeous. I know I've used Teal Feather for a baby project already before, but I'm really excited to use it in this. So I don't even have any yarn to put this with. I literally ordered the yarn late last night. They probably didn't even get the order until today, so I don't know when I'm going to get the yarn, hopefully in the next few days, and I can do that. So I was feeling a little bit, I'm like, oh my goodness, and I have promised to do, well, not promised, but that's kind of how I'm viewing it, some knit-alongs, which I also enjoy. So I have done a couple knit-alongs. One was an Isabell Kraemer one was a mystery knit-along. I showed those the last podcast, and I really enjoyed both of those patterns and doing them. The mystery knit-along I'm not as intrigued with as a regular knit-along because I kind of like seeing what you're supposed to do. But I have, let's see, I have signed up for two knit-alongs, not mystery, that are due in March. So I have one that I'm finished with, and I showed that last time. It's this hat. I did the thunderstorm hat. So that one, check. It's a knit-along, and I'm done with it. The other knit-along that I decided to do is with, sorry, I have no hair, is with the Knitting Place. And it is, you can find them on Instagram or online or on YouTube. They are wonderful. Dinah and Pam are the people who do the podcast, and Dinah owns the Knitting Place. It's in New York. No, is it New York? I think it's New Jersey because I think it's the Knitting Place in J. So anyway, I am doing a pattern with them on the knit along, and it is the Inspiration Wharf knit shawl, and it comes in two different patterns, and it's not too late to join because it is due March 5th, so you still have time if you want to do it. You still have a couple of weeks to do a shawl, which I think you could do it because I'm still trying to do it, so you can do it. And it is Michele Costa and 144 stitches. She has this in both knit and crochet. So just look at the pattern that you want to purchase on Ravelry and get either the knit one or the crochet one, whichever one you want to make sure that you pick the pattern, the right pattern for what you do. So they had kits on the Knitting Place in all three of these colorways. Those two look the same on here, but they aren't. This one's purple and that one's black. I think it's black. Gosh, maybe it's blue. I don't know. Either way. And then there's different ways that you can bind it off. There's a classic bind off, a picot bind off, and a fancy picot bind off. A dramatic picot bind off, a fancy picot bind off, and the classic bind off. Hi, baby. There's my Winnie girl. So I really liked the way that these looked, but I wasn't like, this was my favorite. I love pink. Pink is my favorite color. I love that little cream color there, but I wasn't so happy with the teal. And in real life, or not in real life, I've never seen it in real life, but if I looked at this now on this, it's a really bright teal, and I am not a bright wearing person, and this pink is pretty bright. So I called them and I said, hey, I'd really like this kit, but instead of the really bright teal blue, I'd really like something a lot more muted, maybe like a dark gray or something. And she said, ooh, I could do a black. And so that is what I am doing. I just started my third color, and this is what I've done so far. Oh, it does go this way. So I have my black, and then I have the more neutral color, and then I just started the garter part of this pink. Isn't that pretty? And I know that my lace isn't exactly right, but it is so much better than it has been in the past that I'm not going to pull it back and redo it. I'm going to leave it, and I'm just still learning stuff, and I figured, you know, I think it would pass the galloping horse test, so I'm not too worried about it. But look at these colors in this bag. Isn't that cool? They look so pretty together. And let me tell you the colorways so that you'll know those, if you are interested in doing the ones similar or even the same. So there's three colorways, A, B, and C, A is Vacant Stare. That's the black one. B is the like off-white color with the little, has specks of color. This one is called Dockside. I guess I should just hold them up. So this one is Vacant Stare, then Dockside, and then the pink one is Pink Sky. And actually this looks a little bit like English Rose from Malabrigo. It's not exactly the same, of course, but it does look pretty similar. It's a little brighter and a little lighter, but I was doing a sweater in English Rose too, so that's kind of, and I haven't finished that. That's still on the needles from a year ago. But we're not talking about that one right now. That's upstairs and it's in the hibernation phase. So there is that knit along that I am also doing. Whoops, I need to keep the pattern in the bag. So that is that knit along. That is due in March. So I am trying to keep track of all of my knit alongs and all of my everything that I have going on. And so I made myself a little calendar. Everything that's highlighted in yellow is a test knit. Everything that's highlighted in orange is a knit along, and then the purple means that I've finished it. So this one's not due till March, but I finished it, and I hope to have purples on all the rest before they're due. So there's that. And then here is this month. I put myself a due date for this coming weekend for the Whitmore, so I really hope that I can do that. And then I have the Mellow Sun up here, which I had done. And then let's see, so not because I'm a glutton for punishment, I saw that Isabell Kraemer is doing another knit along, and it's any pattern that she offers. Excuse me. And she has a bunch, and there are a bunch of people in this knit along. It is due April 26th, and you are allowed to do any pattern that you want from Isabell Kraemer. So I picked Cowboys and Angels, and I just think it is a beautiful shawl, and I needed some more shawls in my life. So, and I even fell in love with this color, which is not a color that I would normally pick for myself, but I really liked it. And I wear a ton of black and gray. I like the neutrally dark colors, and I thought that this would look nice with it. And I love the lace and all of that. And the last pattern that I did of hers, I didn't do it justice because I didn't pick a very good yarn for it. But this time I purchased a kit from the knitting place again. And I have it in this bag that I just got off of an Instagram thing. It is a notebook therapy. It says take me with you bag. It's not a knitting bag really, it's just a bag, but it's corduroy and it's cute, and it has little snaps, has 3 snaps, so you can totally use it as a knitting bag. So that's what I'm using it as. And I have Madtosh, is that how you say it? Madtosh yarn in the colorway Liquid Gold, and this is a DK. And I bought the kit from the knitting place so that I can do this Cowboys and Angels, and I put it in the bag that kind of matches. I thought that was fun. So I have 4 skeins of this. Lordy, Tammy, you have a lot of knitting to do, but that's okay. I'm enjoying it very, very much. So this one's going to go in here, and the next time I need to something to different on my needles, I can wind up this yarn and use that. So there is this project. I'm just going to snap it. And then I have one more that I don't even have a paper on because it is a mystery knit along. And I know it's a shawl, and I do not know why I decided to do another mystery. I really don't know. But it was that was my husband, sorry. So he was calling. But I don't know where I left off, but I don't have the pattern for it, but it was, like I said, it was an $8 paid for pattern, and it just sounded like fun. And at that point when I signed up for it, I didn't really have much on my plate, so I thought, oh well, that's fun, and there's a new clue every day, and it wasn't as quick as the last mystery that I did, it was you got a clue a week and you were supposed to be done in 4 weeks. This one is a clue a week, but then you have like an extra month then to get it done. So I thought, okay, that sounds a little better. I don't feel so stressed out about it. So I signed up for that. So I don't even know what that one's going to be yet, but I have that. So those are all of the things I have in my calendar coming up that like have like actual due dates. Kind of crazy. But then I also have a pair of socks. So I have a few more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more. I don't think all of them are ready yet, so I'm not doing 5 more whips, but 5 more projects, I guess, to show you. So I am working on a pair of socks called Wise Hilda's Basic Ribbed Sock, and this is what it will look like. It has just a ribbing on the top and then, you know, up the leg. And this is the first sock, and I have gotten this far. I don't think it's much further than the last time I showed you, if I even got anywhere. I don't know that I've done much at all, but it's a self-striping yarn, and I think it's really cute. It is really inexpensive, and it is from Premier. It is wool-free sock. It is in the colorway Mallard, and it is a super fine #1 yarn. I'm trying to see what it is, because if it's wool free, oh, there it is. 93% acrylic, 7% PBT. I have no idea what that means, but you need 2 skeins to do 2 socks. So each one is 235 yards. And my son wears a size 13. So as much as I'd love to say I'm almost done because I have this and I have the heel done, I still have a heck of a foot to do. So, and this is only sock #1. So I'm hoping to have these done, I don't know, maybe I can do a pair of socks a month or something like that, but I don't really want to pressure myself. So this is just kind of easy knitting. This is just kind of a no-brainer kind of a knitting, and that is what's in here. Let's see. I also, and I said I don't have dates for anything. Well, my daughter is graduating in May, and May 23rd is her graduation date, and I decided to make a shawl for her. And I'm hoping to have this done by graduation. And this is a pattern called My Better Half by Cheryl Faust of Knit Studio 64. And this is what it looks like. It's a beautiful shawl with a really neat looking pattern here. So it's 2 colors. And her school colors are purple and gold. So I decided to order some purple and gold. I haven't gotten very far on this. As a matter of fact, I know I haven't done anything since the last podcast. So if I showed this last time, I haven't done anything else to it. But this is the purple, and this is the gold. And then it's going back into the purple, and it'll switch back and forth, I'm sure. And let's see if I can find the colorways. I ordered this yarn on Etsy, and it is from a company called Holly Press Fibers, and it's in her colorway Utopia, or her base Utopia, and the gold is Bronze Beauty, and the purple is Seeking You. So that is what I'm doing this in, and I'm pretty excited about it. I do love the yarn. It's beautiful yarn. So far I've enjoyed knitting it. I just have kind of put it on the back burner with everything else that I'm doing. But, and I haven't even, I left this in here, and it was in here the whole 2 weeks. I have not moved it. Let's see, is anything else even? Oh yeah, I do have one more thing. So this one is just fun. This is called the Bloomsburg Kids, and I told you I like to do some kids stuff just as a change of pace, and because you can do usually a 1 skein and be done. So I'm making the smallest size of this. It's called Bloomsburg Kids, and that's the front, which I think is just beautiful, and then that's the back. So it has some really neat lace on the back, and it's just a gorgeous pattern. And I had this yarn, and it is Germantown 100% North American wool, 220 yards. This is in Persian red, and I just thought it was really pretty, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to use this. So I started the sweater in this, and I think it's a top down. I know it's a top down. So this is the top of the sweater. And I'm doing the smallest size, which is size 6 months. So hopefully it won't be too scratchy for baby. Whatever baby I have it for. But I think it's really cute, and I wanted to go ahead and do something a little different. And this one is going to be kind of one like a sock or something, you know. It's going to be, but it's a thinking one because I don't know how this pattern at all, and there is obviously some lace and stuff with it. So this is going to be one that I use when I just want something different to do. Now the last two, okay, this one is skeined up, but it is, or caked up, but it is not, I haven't started it yet. This is in the colorway Antiquey, and it's by Dragon Horde Yarn, and it is beautiful. And this is one of those ones that's kind of like cobblestone, how it's like got the little things on it, and it's like kind of curly. And for this, I am going to do a pattern by Christina Lundborg of Chelsea Pearls, and I'm going to do this cowl, which I think is beautiful, and this is what it looks like on her. And this is a free pattern on Ravelry. Love it, and I can't wait to get that going, but I obviously haven't even started that. Oops, and I see my sock pattern here. I better put it in the bag before I forget. And then one more pattern, and I have a ton of other things that I have on the queue, but I purchased some beautiful yarn, and this was also a free pattern. This is called Andrea, and it's from Expression Fiber Arts, and it's a wonderful cowl that's chunky and bulky and got some cabling in it, and it's just beautiful. And this is who I learned to knit from. She has a YouTube channel, Expression Fiber Arts, and she is just the cutest little thing, and she is a really good teacher. And I learned from her how to do the knit stitch and the purl stitch, and I like to support her shop whenever I can. And I saw that pattern, I thought, ooh, I love it. And it took 2 skeins of her chunky weight yarn. I haven't even opened it out of the package yet, but I did go ahead and just order the skeins, and I don't know the colorway name either. Oh, but it is wonderfully luxurious. Oh my goodness, it feels so good. It's so squishy. And let's see, Expression Fiber Arts in the color Stone. This is buttery, bulky, 100% superwash merino, and it's 120 yards, and it says to use a 9 to 11. And this is the yarn that she did, that she recommended on her pattern. So it was an easy pick for me, and I love this gray color. I will wear this for sure. That is definitely in my wheelhouse. So I just have it in the bag that it came in, and then I'm just storing it in one of my little drawstring bags. So that is everything that I have in my next of line queue. I have a lot of things in my queue, but and I have a lot of yarn that's coming and a lot of yarn that is ready to go. It's crazy. So let's see here. What else did I want to talk about? Talked about all of that. Talked about all of that. I need to keep this page so that I can tell you guys. Talked about all of these things, but I might leave that here. Yes. I didn't write any notes on the mystery cowl that's starting, but that's okay. Okay, so I've talked about everything I had in my queue to talk about, except for I got the mail today. And I was looking on Instagram, and I found some patterns, or I found some yarn that I really liked. I don't even remember why I thought, oh gosh, I really need to get this. But I do that often, and I have a few patterns here. Let me just show you some of that. So I have, that's the mystery. I have some yarn coming for the Decades wrap. So I have yarn on the way for that. I'm just going to put that right here. What's this one? Oh, that's by Lazy Sunday. So I have yarn coming for that. I'll put that up there too. I have yarn coming for this Yan by Isabell Kraemer, which would also be cool if I could fit 2 of them in for her knit along, but I'm not going to go crazy and sign up for 2. I have yarn ready for Olive and Jack, the hat. I have yarn coming for the Elton. Love this pattern. And I have yarn coming for the Vernaculus, which I know a lot of people have done, but I have not, and I'm loving it. And okay, so those patterns I don't have anything coming for, but they're just patterns that I liked. But I had this pattern in mind for a long time. I purchased it over a year and a half ago, and I really, really liked it, and I'm not even sure how to say it, but it's Knittle Chicks Juancho by Caitlin Hunter. I'm sure that you guys have heard of this, and I know that a lot of people have made this. It has a lot of projects already done, and I was chatting through Instagram Messenger with Kristen from Dragon Horde Yarn, who does a podcast with her mom called what's it called? I don't remember the name of the podcast. Hopefully you guys know what I'm talking about. I will try to remember to put it below. Anyway, I was looking at her yarn and I said, would you happen to have any suggestions for this? I was actually looking at some yarn. I had kind of thought, you know what, I'd really like to have a green sweater. So I was looking at some green yarns, and then she had some other yarns I really liked, and I said, do those colors go? And she was like, yeah, you could put them together. And I'm not the greatest at picking out colors, so I'm like, well, maybe you could help me. She's like, let me know what pattern you're thinking of. And I was like, well, I didn't even have a pattern in mind yet, because that's the way I am. I like to pick my yarn, and then I pick a pattern, which is silly, because then I end up with lots of yarn and nothing on the needles that I have. You know, I just have loads and loads of yarn, and I do have loads and loads of yarn upstairs. I'm sure I could find beautiful colors to wear or to make this and a million other things, but I'm kind of silly like this, and I enjoy buying yarn in a kit or yarn specifically for something. My husband is on his way, so I'm kind of keeping an eye on that too. But anyway, I thought, you know what, I'm going to spoil myself, and I'm going to purchase yarn to make this. Now this is a big commitment because there's lots of colors, and as we established, I have to make a larger sized sweater. So that means that I had to get 5 skeins of the base color. So that is this one. It's in the color the Surreal, and I know that some people don't like that sound, so I apologize. Take one of them out, but this is it. Oh my gosh, it smells wonderful. When I open it up, I could smell it, but you can see all the beautiful colors in here. So its base is like a nice gray. It's kind of a greenish gray, but then there's black, and there's brown, and there's even like blue, even some like purpley looking color. Green. I mean, it's just all sorts of different beautiful colors. So that's going to be my base color. And then I have these 3 colors to go with it. So I have this beautiful dark red, which is in the color of the Weaver, a gray called the Shadows, and then a pink called Boudoir. Ooh, that's a wonderful name for that. So let's see, I'll take one of those out so you guys can see those too. So this isn't too far off from the wine color that I'm making my other sweater in. And this is definitely a wheelhouse color for me. And frankly, this one is too. I love this color too. I have knit some other things in a color close to this. So these 3 beautiful colors, along with this as the base. Isn't that beautiful? I never would have put these together. I never would have found this for myself. So I was so glad to have the dyer's help in picking out some beautiful colors. And I think this is going to be gorgeous. Now I don't know when I'm going to finish it, and I don't even know which color is going to be which yet, but I will work on that. And oh my gosh, I just can't wait to have it. I love the sleeves on this. I just love the whole thing. And now I'm really going to be happy doing it because I have gorgeous, beautiful yarn to put it in. So I am super stoked about that. And one last thing I want to show you before I go. Not only do I have a beautiful sweaters quantity of gorgeous yarn, I have a beautiful bag to put it in. I really am not kidding. I spoiled myself. I purchased a Fringe bag. And this is the first time I'm even opening it up. Oh goodness. So it has pockets on the inside, and it's made of canvas. But then it has like a waterproof, they call this something, the canvas on the outside. Has beautiful, and this is in a wine color. Let me see if they tell me what it's called. Because I have not one, but 2 bags to show you, and a freebie that I got on Valentine's Day. So it came in this cute bag that says Fringe Supply Company. And everybody talks about these bags, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to grab one. So I have the field bag, which is what a lot of people talk about. So this is the canvas field bag, and it is in gray charcoal. And it has pockets on the inside. It has little rivets so that you can run your thread through, or your yarn through, which I never do that. But it is really a pretty bag. Has the nice handle that you can put on your wrist if you want. It's just a beautiful bag. So if you bought a field bag over Valentine's, you could also get the stash bag in a size 3 for free. So I did that. I got just this olive stash bag, which is actually a really big bag. You could definitely put socks or even a small shawl. You could put at least 2 skeins in here. It's not a bad size bag in and of itself. And then this one is the town bag, and it is in the colorway Fig with waxed plum. So that's what this is, waxed canvas. That's what I was not remembering. And this, I think, is what is going to hold my Dragon Horde yarn for my Niddle Chick Juancho. How fun is this? I'm just going to put all of them in here. See if they all fit. This is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, how many is this? I got 5 of those. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 skeins of yarn this is. Now I'm not going to need all of that for the sweater, but I'm going to need a little more than a skein per colorway for the sweater, because it is. So I just went ahead and got 2 of each, because I probably could have tried to play yarn chicken and figure something out, but I figured, you know what, this yarn is beautiful. I can find something else to use it for when I am done. So hopefully I will do that. But there's 11 skeins in here. And the pattern. And if I had a microphone, I would just do a mic drop. Because my gosh, I'm like a spoiled brat right now. But you know what? I've decided that I'm worth it. And so are you. You are worth it. I mean, how many times have we not done what we wanted to do, or not, you know, we've sacrificed ourselves for our children or our family or whatever. And, you know, that's great. And please continue to do that as you need to, because that's part of life too. And that's, honestly, I get joy out of that as well. But as I'm getting a little older, it is fun to spoil myself. And I finally am at the point where I really do feel like I am worth it. So, daggone it, this is my new field bag, and I have 11 skeins of Dragon Horde yarn in here to make the prettiest Niddle Chick sweater that I can make. So I'm excited. And this is Tristan's business card. Super cute. I'm going to put this in there too. And so again, she is with DragonHordeYarn.com. Make sure that's right. Yeah, DragonHordeYarnCo.com. And I still can't remember the name of the podcast. I thought it would come to me, but it has not yet. So I apologize for that. But that, my friends, is everything I need to share this week, I think. I'm looking forward to 2 weeks. Hopefully I will have my sweater done, and hopefully I'll have made some progress in some other things as well. But please, I'm praying that I have my sweater done because I really want to wear it. But thanks for coming along and watching this, and I really appreciate each and every one of you. So enjoy today, take care of you, and you deserve it. Have a great one.